what's up, everybody? Thank you again, DJ Smooth, for keeping us entertained with the tunes. For those of you who are just tuning in, you are listening to the Urban Collective Show. If you would like to be part of our conversation this evening, be sure to call in at 774-257-4722. Again, the number is 774-257-4722. And be sure to interact with us on social media at the Urban Collective Show. I'm super excited right now. All smiles.
Celebrities are here.
Celebrities are here. Celebrity of the week. We have my friend and the vision and the brains behind the Hey Sis campaign, Miss Raina Jacques. So say what's up to everybody, Raina.
Hey everybody, it's such a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, Raina. I'm super excited to have you on the show.
Hold on, pause. You're going to see a random guy just sitting in the background. We're going to introduce him, man, or not?
All right. We do have somebody in support of the show. Who else is joining you this evening, Raina?
Oh, the love of my life, Schneider Podesta.
Oh, hello, Schneider. She's like, the love of my life.
Did you see the wave, bro? The wave was all like...
The wave, the presidential. Salute to that man in the background. Salute to that man in the background.
Right. So we're going to jump into our interview tonight. So, Raina, can you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself?
Of course, a little bit about me. I wear many hats. I'm born and raised in Boston. I'm from Hyde Park. Bernadette, Miss Truth over here, has known me since I was in pigtails. It's amazing to see her here with the platform with all of you here. And I, went to school to get my politics degree. I'm currently in law school, actually, and will be a lawyer for creative entrepreneurs like all of you here.
That's it.
Next May will be the date. So.
That's it. Speaking into existence. And again,
as she goes out, I'm going in.
That's it. Well, that's the way we got to do it, Continue to stay educated and to inspire our people,
exactly.
Not just by word, but by example. So,
exactly.
Raina, again, you're on the show because you are the vision behind Hey Sis and the Hey Sis campaign. So, can you talk to our listeners and share a little bit more about what the Hey Sis campaign is about and your vision behind all of it?
Absolutely. So, I actually started off with my blog, noteToSelfCare.com. I just recently started writing about my self-care journey, about my wellness, and really opening up the dialogue to self-preservation and self-care. The day the Hey Sis campaign started, honestly, I did not anticipate the impact that it was going to make. I woke up very early, and I went to the library hoping to study, and I needed a hug. I was very overwhelmed, and normally I call on my support system. I call on my brothers, I call on my sisters, this guy behind me, and I needed a hug, and I needed some words of encouragement, and if I needed some words of encouragement, then there had to be somebody else that needed it too.
That's it.
So I decided to post it, and everyone tuned in, both male and female were in support, and it was phenomenal.
Okay, well, when you talk about, that journey and you needing that hug and you needing to be able to reach out to your brothers and your sisters and your support system to receive that, what kind of support exactly were you looking for?
Well, the Hey Sis campaign is to put a stop to physical and emotional trauma. So it's to really encourage women who are suffering in silence. Also, it's to encourage Black women to empower each other, Black males to empower women as well. I needed that hug because I think there are times where there are more days where I need more nurturing than others. My schedule is hectic, just like all of you. We all have crazy schedules. We're all trying to be somebody. We're all trying to do something. And it's very important for us to take some time for ourselves, to take some time to assess what our needs are. What do we need in order to be the best person for other people, for our family members, for our friends, for our loved ones.
And I'd say the best people for ourselves.
And the best people for ourselves.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So listen, when you put that call out there, that Hey Sis call, I jumped all over it. And thinking about all of that, did you feel like you accomplished all that you were looking to achieve with the movement?
I think so. I absolutely think so. There were people from all over the U.S., California, New York, Houston, and Boston especially, who really got involved. My friends, people that I've never met before, were getting involved with the campaign, and that was very important to me. I actually am someone who has overcome my own type of trauma, my own physical and emotional trauma, so this is very important to me. The subject is important to me, and it's we should put it to the forefront of the discussion.
Absolutely. You know, and I think when we talk about our communities, when we talk about our people, and we talk about Black women, right? We are the backbones to so much, and to so many, and I say that on a regular basis. But being able to come together and receive that level of love and that support that we want from each other, to be able to have that unification, that solidarity, to stand in solidarity, to empower each other, is beautiful. And in thinking about the support you received in that campaign, are there any particular quotes or examples or shout outs that people use that stuck out to you?
Oh man, every single post, I think I was so emotional. I was emotional with every single one. And I can't necessarily say that one stuck out more than the other, because I literally was in tears. And it's very difficult to make me cry. Like, I was in tears. But I think what was important was, you know, you are worthy. You know, you're more precious than rubies. You got this. Hey, sis, I got you. And also from the male perspective, you know, men who were really who were able to reduce themselves and put women up on a pedestal, that was amazing to me. It's very rare that you see that. And when you ask women, when you say, you know, if there was an initiative that you would like to have today or tomorrow that, you know, the society could have for you, what do you need? They say support.
That's it.
Women just
and
need support.
Consistency.
Yes.
It's not just support one day, but it's support
Right.
all day.
Right.
So,
Right.
so tell us a little bit about your blog that you have over here. I have it pulled up right here, an ode to self-care.
Yes.
What obviously you said you went through your trauma. What's I know that sparked it, but it's been going on for a while now. Where are you trying to take an ode to self-care?
Absolutely. I think through great adversity brings triumph. And I believe that it was important to me as part of my healing process to share my story, to share the things that I have to do on a daily basis to keep going, to push myself further. And if that means that I'm helping somebody else, I'm helping a brother that's trailing behind me, or I'm helping a sister that's trailing behind me, then that's all that matters to me, is, you know, that my voice is out there. There are people who are in need of it. And I've had people reach out to me without even knowing and understanding. I'm just sharing what I went through that day. And they're like, girl, you don't even know. And, you know, that's very important to me. I think that's supportive, because at the end of the day, we're all going through something. We all need a little bit of something to get through what we need to get through.
Right.
And you mentioned that you are Haitian, I think, or maybe it's because I know. Either way, you're Haitian.
Of course I am.
Shout outs to my Zoes. You
Yes.
know, but in thinking about what goes on in our Haitian communities, you know, how has being Haitian American contributed positively or negatively to your work and awareness in the conversation around mental health?
I believe being Haitian American, I believe that being Haitian is the most beautiful thing about me. But also, right, facts. But also, we are the most critical people, and sometimes, and it's because our parents expect the best of us. They expect more of us because of what they've been through and how they were raised and so forth.
Or you're gonna get that buckle.
That's that, right?
Right.
Always the
So I think
ingenues and everything.
right,
Okay.
everything.
Man, that's
Mais
strong.
on that.
That's
So
it.
I think for me, I just lost my thought process. But I think it's important to really bring mental health and wellness, because we don't have the resources in our community. We don't have the resources that tells us, you know, we just know how to keep going. Like, we don't know how to take a step back and just be like, man, what do I need? You know,
That's
who
true.
do I call on? And we don't have people to go to get that type of counseling, because it's just not there. So I think it's important for me to raise awareness for that.
And what was dope with the Hey Sis campaign that I saw, obviously it was very empowering for the women that joined the movement. But when you saw the post from the men, because I did a post also, and I saw his post, your guy back here, and I saw other males joining in, and it took us to a vulnerable spot, because we had to read what the women were saying and be like, yo, we got you,
That's
like, we
right.
see y'all.
Right.
I mean, and it's
You
good
stood
because
with them.
it says Hey Sis, but I think I saw a lot of males jump on it
Absolutely.
more. Not saying that it was more men than female, but like the number of men that I've seen, and I think that's the type of movements that we need to stand behind, and I think that's why a lot of us gravitated. It took me a while. It took like 2 days before I wanted to make sure I got the right post up there.
Hey,
And
know
I
what
was
you
like,
mean.
I needed to make sure there was a right message going
And I
across,
think
and I think that's the dopest part of
I
the
agree.
movement.
I think Miss Truth said it earlier. She said that, we are the pillars of society. Women, we create society, and I think it's important for us to raise our young boys to understand how to love themselves so that they know how to love other people. Hurt people. And when you start with yourself, when you start the love inside of you, then it shows on the outside.
And it goes to the mental health thing that you just talked
Exactly.
about also, because we're raised a certain way, especially boys. You got to be tough at everything that you do.
Right.
And now it took me about 28 good years before I realized, it's okay. I'm gonna cry. I feel like crying. I'm gonna cry.
That's right.
I don't do it all the time though. But
I cried good like 3 years ago.
Yo, sometimes we watching some movies, man. He'll pull at the channel.
But there's also,
right now?
the stigma with men as well. That's like, you got to be hard. But there's a group of men in Atlanta that's starting the Black Men Smile campaign, which just went viral. So shout outs to them. And
Black Men Smile.
Yeah, Black Men Smile, and I think that's amazing because you're everyone is showing their gorgeous smiles. They're just living their lives. They're being vulnerable. They're not shown as a criminal like society portrays us to be. And I think it's very important. So shout outs to my brothers in Atlanta.
Well, to Kevin's credit, I actually heard about the Haitians campaign from him. So I did a little research. I typed in the hashtag and everything.
That's great.
To the page, but I see a lot of powerful quotes on there.
Yes.
Now, so what are some quotes that you use, that you live by, and that that gets you going, that gives you the motivation, like personally?
For me, I tell myself I'm enough every single day. I think it's important for me to demand more in every point of my life, whether it's business, whether it's in the corporate sector, whether it's within my family. I think it's important for me to say, you know what, you deserve it. Like, you deserve more. You deserve this. You're worthy of it. And that's what I tell myself every day. You'll see it all over my social media. If you follow I Am Queen Jacques, you'll see you are enough. You are more than enough.
That's
almost every single day.
Every day.
Right.
So let's get to
That gets you up. That's the gas right there.
Is this character behind us making sure that he's motivating and uplifting you?
Oh,
right. He has no
Parce que la plupart qu'on a vu.
At the same time, she could be motivating him.
For our listeners,
I knew him before Sir Preston, okay?
Saying Lipa Schwa means he has no choice.
Thank you
No
for
choice. No choice.
I believe it's equal on both parts. We motivate
Facts.
each other. We're hustlers. We're both business people. We're both trying to create a certain life, and we're visionaries. So the love is there, but also the friendship is there, and that's really
You
what
hit it right there.
matters.
That's
The
it.
friendship is there,
Our
like we said
foundation.
last week.
So another question, right? Your Jesus campaign came from you said you came from personal trauma,
Right.
and amongst maybe yourself and family. The family you speak of, have you introduced them to the Jesus campaign? And if you did, what was the outcome? How did that affect them?
That's funny. I don't think they know really to the depth of what how this impacted. I did speak to it very briefly with a few of my family members, and it is powerful, especially to my mom. For me, yes, I did suffer some trauma. It started at home, and it started to perpetuate into my relationships. And sometimes that's how it begins. Sometimes it's not. But I don't think they're as connected. But they're starting to catch on, and they're very supportive. So
You're first generation, correct?
Yes, I am.
See, I completely understand. Like, it's hard for them to understand certain things because we're evolving, and as we should. The next generation is supposed to be better than the one previous.
Yes.
And trying to explain certain things, especially some Haitian fans.
Old school Haitians is set.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
they
they
dropping some
they're not
gems
moving.
though. Like if
They
you
do
follow
drop
my
gems.
story,
They
my mom
drop
did drop
gems.
some major gems.
What are
on my
some gems
story.
What are some gems that she dropped with him?
Abuse isn't just physical.
Yeah.
There's an emotional part to it, and sometimes people don't understand that the way that you speak to somebody, it could be detrimental. The words that come out of your mouth, your body language, and we're all growing. We're all learning and trying to figure things out for ourselves, and we're human beings to be one. And sometimes you have to take a step back and just be like, oh, was I wrong?
Right.
And as long as you're doing that, you're doing the work.
And as long as you're apologizing, right? So it's not just about recognizing the mistakes that you've made, but it's being able to stand up to yourself and give yourself that level of accountability, take that level of accountability and say, you know what, I messed up and I'm sorry. Because I think oftentimes too when we talk about hey sis and we talk about supporting other people, is we make these mistakes and we just hope somebody will get over it. We hope that people will push through it. But just taking that step to say, you know what, I apologize, like I did wrong, I hurt you, I recognize that, and I will do everything in my power to make sure I don't do it again.
That's
I
absolutely
think makes all the difference in the world too.
Hey, like gems from a Haitian household are real hard knock life gems. Seriously, it's totally different from.
It sticks with you forever.
Like they give
Next
you,
thing you know, you're
that
having
self-love.
kids.
They're giving you the homegrown from the soil gems. Like it's serious.
Next thing you know, when you
Like,
have kids, you were like, wow,
my
I just sounded
mother
like my mother. Yeah.
When my mother would be telling me things and she'd be saying it in Creole, it's like.
It's harsh.
Well, I'm not listening to that, but it was real stuff.
Yes.
It was said with a lot of conviction too.
Yes.
Like, but
Even when they're cussing you out.
for real, and they love you.
They do it out of love.
They love you and they're cursing you out and themselves out at the same time.
It's love because they don't want the popos to come for you. They're gonna come for you themselves.
Right.
That's really what it is.
That's true.
Your campaign caught on across the nation. So now, hey sis, what's next? Is there any events, anything lined up, anything to make it bigger?
Yes, absolutely. So stay tuned. Follow me. I am Queen Jacques. There's so much more that's coming. I won't drop it here.
Okay.
Yes.
We get the exclusive.
Yeah,
She said, I'm not dropping it here.
This is the UC.
I'd like to partner up with a domestic violence group. So if it's local, it's even better. So if you know anybody, if there's anyone that's starting up a group or that already has a foundation, I'd love to partner up with them. And I'll just leave it at that.
Awesome. Well, before we close out, and I know you've shared a lot of tidbits about some tips and tricks and how to really keep self-care and self-love alive, but if you can share one solid piece of advice for women out there from you, from Queen Jacques, what would that be in order to motivate them? And then in addition to that, what would be one piece of advice you would give to men in their support for the women?
Wow, that's amazing. I think I'm learning still every single day, and I'm still healing. I'm still going through my journey. But I would say that it's very important to write things down.
And is that to the men or the women?
To the women.
All right.
Write things down. Write down how you feel. Take a minute before you start going off. If it's not going to come out the way you want it to come out, just take 5 minutes. Write it down. Write down your goals. Write down your dreams. Write down the vision that you see for yourself. And for the men, hug us. Love on us more. Smile with us. Laugh with us. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to smile.
That's it.
It's okay to say, this is what I need, right now. And
you ain't making me cry today.
oh, come on.
as he wipes away his tears right now. It's just like,
That's all. That's real.
listen, Kevin was like, I'm so excited to have Raina on the show. Self-love and self-care is my favorite topic. So he was already going there with the feelings.
And it doesn't even have to be that
us.
deep, I mean, I think go and get your nails done is just fine. Go and get your hair done is grooming, getting your line up. You know what I'm saying? I think the inside is a lot of work, but taking care of yourself on the outside is important too.
That's it. And you talked to us a bit about your social media platforms, but tell our listeners one more time how they can stay connected with you.
Yes, follow me. I am Queen Jacques. Queen. It's just like Raina, but switched over.
Okay.
And then subscribe to AndKnowItToSelfCare.com.
That's it. And when you say Queen Jacques for our listeners, can you spell Jacques out for them?
Yes, I can. It's JACQUES.
That's it. Well,
thank you.
Thank you guys. Ladies and gentlemen,
Thank you to the strange man in the back.
we have Raina Jacques with us again. Part of the Hey Sis campaign.
Yes.
It was truly a great honor and a great pleasure to have you with us this evening, talking about Hey Sis, talking about the importance of self-care, self-love, and being able to recognize that our emotional struggles are with us on the inside and the outside, but regardless, we are still beautiful. So thank you.
Thank you for having me, and love and light to all of you.
That's it.
Salute to my